Hi class, it's Amy here in Indiana. I wanted to just share a little bit about watching the video Pay It Forward, or the clip. I've actually seen the movie, so it was kind of a review for me, but I definitely don't think Pay It Forward is an idealistic idea. I think God has commanded us, or Jesus has commanded us in the New Testament, to love our neighbor as ourselves, but also to feed, clothe, visit, and care for those that are the least of these. And that may even include our friends, neighbors, strangers. They don't necessarily have to be, they may have some need that may not be those that are just right in front of our eyes. So I definitely think He wants us to be the hands and feet of Himself to others. And this can be done in acts of kindness like we did this week. I also believe each of these opportunities is a avenue for others to see Christ in us, but also for us to plant seeds that may be later grown or watered by someone else along the way. My acts of service that I did this week, one was last week I learned that an old client who I've kept in contact through Facebook, her family had had a fire and they had lost everything. So this last week I had the opportunity to kind of rally the troops around them and to communicate with some people some of the basic needs that they had, like in clothes and furniture and household items, even getting some food from our church, some canned goods to help start their pantry. I also was able to secretly give a coworker some money for lunch, which was kind of fun to do. My daughter and I helped care for a friend's little girl while her and her husband were able to go watch some of the college basketball games this last week. This Saturday I helped volunteer for a children's resale, but part of the reason I did that was so that on Friday, besides wanting to just help out, but also on Friday I was able to buy some clothes for two teen moms, one that's been kind of living in and out of our house, and another friend of ours. And this was enabled them to have clothes for spring and fall for their children, which is definitely a necessity for them. Another act of service was that I sent flowers to a grieving friend who actually this week just lost twins, or miscarried twins. I don't know what it is, but it just seems like death is in the air around here, unfortunately. Finally, my another act of service was that I helped my daughter's friends get connected with some community resources. They were recently laid off from jobs, and she just wasn't sure of where to get connected. I'm also helping do an application for utility assistance for them. In each of these acts of service, there were some definite feelings or reactions that I got from others. There was an unexpectedness. The one I was able to do secretly, so that was really fun. And I think really sometimes what God desires more of us than to be able to have something out in the open where everyone's seeing our act of kindness. They were definitely grateful and thankful, and some were just even speechless. But I think one of the things, just insights that I gained, was that when we focus, by focusing on others, it takes the emphasis off ourselves and just makes us think more positively about what's going on in our circumstances and focus on others more. We're not so concerned about what may be going on around us, or worrying or being fearful about, how we may not make it, or that kind of thing, but we're more focused on those that we're serving. It also, I think, definitely spurs others on to look at, doing an active service for someone else, just like in the movie Pay It Forward. Here this little boy had the idea of serving someone and then that they would pass it on. And I think when others see us serving each other or being community to each other, it definitely spurs them on to think about the value in that. I actually had the opportunity to be on the receiving end this week too of a couple acts of service. I've just really been struggling emotionally and really spiritually, emotionally, physically across the board, and just have been really overwhelmed. Still grieving the loss of family members and friends, and some of the women in my small group recognized this, and so did my best friend. And on Sunday I was just, in the midst of worship, was just in tears and processing some of the things that have gone on the last month. And my small group women, really kind of asked some questions. And one of the things that, I shared that they could help me with was helping do some cleaning around my house, because it was just something I hadn't been able to do, trying to catch up on all the schoolwork and that kind of thing. And so Sunday they came over, and I'm going to get teary-eyed because they totally blessed me by cleaning my entire house. I can't even express the gratitude and the gratefulness that I felt of just being able to wake up, or to come out of the room of working on papers, and even to wake up the next morning and have a clean house. It was just such a blessing to me. But not only that, but the next night, my best friend was able to come over, and we were just able to have some time talking together, but she brought us dinner, so I didn't have to make dinner that night. And I just think about, I've done those things for others, but it's really hard for me sometimes to receive or to admit that I need help. And so those are some of the insights I gained. Also, some of the obstacles that I ran into were just a couple of the things, acts of service I didn't have to do them this way, but were a financial stretch for us. And just because we've had a lot of trips and other extra expenses lately, that was really a stretch for us. And so one of the obstacles I found was that I was concerned about how God was going to provide for us, having, by thinking outside the box. And so that was kind of an area of a little bit of worry for me, but also, having to put my trust in Him and know that this was the right thing to do also. The other obstacle was just time. Having time to set aside to serve others is sometimes an obstacle. So I think I've hopefully covered all the questions, and hopefully this has been kind of a good assessment of the week. And I just want to say I'm looking forward to seeing you all on video, since we don't get to see each other's faces very often. I know I sure appreciate this group and just being a part of the learning experience with each other. So have a good week, and thanks for listening. Bye.